Xavier Leggett getting a chance on the return. And Leggett hurdles his way to the 31. Now the plan, you can hear an unsportsmanlike conduct after the play.
Push down Carolina.
On Dejon Johnson. Those are today's next-gen stats. 46. Young to throw. Here's Dowdle. Rico Dowdle. One-on-one, Emmanuel Forbes.
The screen. That's who they called the personal foul on. You know, it's hard to tell. Was it the late hit or was it just getting up, taunting him in his face? I think.
Corner blitz coming. They run in that direction, and it's Emmanuel Forbes to get there to bring him down. Forbes on the cornerback blitz drops Dowdle for a loss of 1, and it's 3rd and 4. Falcons beat the Saints, and so a 3-way tie in the South that they win. They don't give one care about that. Trying to pull off the upset as the 4 seed that nobody's given a chance. Young zips it. Leggett can't hang on. Roger McCreary came up.
Than this Panthers team, but their 27 conversions in the regular season are by far the most.
0 for 1 today, though. Out of an empty set, Young is pressured. Bryce trying to get away from Byron. Throws incomplete, and they're 0 for 2 on 4th down. Carolina's unable to take advantage of the field.
So if it worked to get you here, you don't want to reinvent yourself come the postseason, and that's certainly from a psychological standpoint the hardest part of all this.
Dance with the one who brung you. Blake Corum got 6. It's only the 3rd run of this second half of the Rams. On the road, 112 games. Seattle won the division, though. Rams trying to do something they did a few years back. Hot start. Right from the time that he hit that hand, numbers not nearly as good. On the boot, turns his shoulders. Under pressure and drilled. Travis Gibson leveled him for a loss of 8. Once Adams, it's picked off. Mike Jackson makes his mark again. Had a pick 6 against Stafford in November. Has an interception here.
First couple drives, Stafford stood back there and had all the time in the world. And here in the last quarter and a half, the pressure's really picked up. And this Carolina defense is
keeping them in the game against the top offense in the league. From the 38-yard line, here comes Chuba Hubbard. Stiff arms Lake. Lake kept down fighting. Got him at the line of scrimmage. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter. 2nd and 9. Young retreats, steps up, lets it fly. He's got Coker. Jalen Coker stops and starts. 1st and goal, Carolina. 51, biggest play of the day. 4th quarter begins with a 1st and goal and a play-action pass. Young to the sideline. Coker broke a tackle and then got pounded by Landman. A flag will fly on him. So on both sides, we've had a personal foul. It was Nick Scott out of the secondary.
Worth noting Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis. Now, those 2 guards, they paid a ton of money for these moments to run the ball between the tackles.
Chuba Hubbard, straight ahead, over the goal line. Touchdown, Carolina. Panthers lead.
Robert Hunt in and out of the lineup. Dealing with an injury since week 2. First action in months.
Extra point from the rookie Fitzgerald. 24-20 Carolina. First takeaway of the day for the Panthers. First lead, 24-20 over the heavily favored Rams on a Chuba Hubbard touchdown run. He had just 1 during the regular season. Fitzgerald kicks it. Rivers from the 10. Ronnie Rivers back to the 33, and the pressure's on the MVP candidate Stafford. Down 4. Handoff Nacua. Puka Nacua broke a tackle and got 5.
that Matthew Stafford has thrown for. On 17 attempts, 151 of those yards have happened between the numbers. Been the story of the day.
And he knew what he was getting himself into. He told us these are the best DBs we've seen this year. Over the middle, he's got an open Adams. Davante Adams. Again, attacking the middle of the field, and Adams gets 22 into Panthers territory.
Yeah, that's where all...
Handoff, Kyron Williams. Tripped out to the line of scrimmage. Derek Brown. When you talk about this defensive turnaround
to times in practice.
Nakua dancing. Yeah, and he's wrestled down a little bit short by Merrigan Sherless. I guess in Stafford's case, he did it over 17 years, and by now...
Manipulate underneath zone coverage. Pretty unique.
Here's where they've struggled today. 2 for 10 on third down. Was by the receiver.
That is such a heads-up play because you see Nakua, he stops. Stafford thinks he's going to keep going, and then Puka Nakua does his best.
Williams, straight ahead run, first down Los Angeles. On 4th and 1, Kyron Williams gets 2.
From Sean McVay. He had his play call in that 4th and short situation. Now, not something over the course of the season. They have not had a great, fortune running the ball. They're not going. The drive continues.
Not seen as much of this today, but a 3 tight end set here to block for Kyron Williams, and they do a good job paving the way for 6. McVay, Matthew Stafford, all the weapons you could ever ask for. This looked like a bump in the road. Could they take down Seattle? That's the question everybody was looking. Williams again. Brown stops him, leans close to the marker. See where they spot him. He says he's got enough. The spot looks like it's a little bit short.
Up staying in these heavy tight end personnels because look how many guys there are on each side. They call them surfaces.
There's a way to
there you go.
Surprise them.
Talk about throwing tendencies. Look at all that space. Just a ton of space there in the A gaps on both sides.
And there were worries about them getting it going into the playoffs. Here's Nakua. Brown flies over there to tackle him. Got 4. Second.
The 5-yard line or closer becomes Davante Adams time.
Stafford has Williams. Kyron Williams puts the Rams back in front. 13 yards, Matthew Stafford to Kyron Williams. Back and forth. An 11-play answer for the Rams. Mevis for the extra point. And the lead is 3. What a response from Los Angeles.
And Kyron Williams able to punch one in.
It's an 11-play drive, and the most important one was an incompletion. Tomorrow, trying to knock off the defending champ. Bryce Young, Carolina back on offense from the 35-yard line, and the flag flies. False start.
Start. Offense, number 64. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's the center, Cade Mays, and we check in with Christina.
Yeah, Panthers right in this one, and before that first game against the Rams.
Shown throughout his career, he's really good in clutch situations. Not a ton of wins since getting into the NFL, but the ones that he's gotten usually involve a late comeback. Outside to Coker, who was stopped by Lake. So Bryce Young's won 14 games.
Unfortunately, he's had a lot of experience with, for the season. No quarterback in the league dropped back to pass while trailing. More than remarkable.
On second down, it's a screen back in the hands of Coker. Dances out of traffic and is tackled from behind by Byron Young. Surrounded by white shirts, loses 2 yards. 3rd and long, under 8.
Just trying to get this in 3rd medium and give yourself a chance.
Instead, it's 3rd and long. Those big-time pass rushers for the Rams getting ready. Bringing a blitz out of the secondary. Trying to beat it to Coker down the field. Can't pull it in. Durant the coverage.
Coverage one-on-one downfield, and Bryce Young just puts the ball a little bit too far to the sideline. Coker understands where he is and just so worried about drag.
That's the catch. He's done that as well as anybody in the league this year.
Especially against press coverage. Almost better off underthrowing the ball.
Martin to Smith. Fair catch. Juggle. Man, something in the water journey. Some excellent wins. Yeah, they've got 12 of them. But he said more than that, some gut-wrenching losses where they've learned how to play in close games. 5 losses this year by a combined, trying to get him to the finish line. Blake Corum slipped the tackle of J.C. Horn and was stopped by Christian Roseboom. 4 yards, 2nd and 6.
Yeah, to your point, when we had a chance to talk to Sean, he's like, yeah, a couple that we let get away. But he's like, I actually think in the long run, losing some of those close games is actually going to better prepare us.
Stafford to throw on 2nd down. Zips it. Nacua into the tightest window. Stafford to Nacua for a first.
Last thing Carolina can afford here is losing anybody down the stretch.
Grab right there for 16 yards. J.C. Horn to his feet. Horn missed the first game against the Rams with a concussion, so your mind immediately goes there. Horn's got to go out. And
these last 2 drives
to lead the way for Corum. Flag down as Corum gets to the 45. And they're going to get a hold on Justin Dedich, the 1. Adams knocked away, almost picked. Mike Jackson got his hand on it. I'll tell you what, Mike Jackson.
Evans, who's replacing him at the top of your screen.
Up there trying to guard Nacua. Stafford looking that way, checks it down, Blake Corum. And the guy that comes in for the injured chairless, Bam Martin Scott. Chuck down. Corum can't split him. Nick Scott, Christian Roseboom, drop him at the 42.
Tackling in space.
Evans to punt it. Coming after it and blocking it. Carolina's blocked the punt. Isaiah Simmons. And with 4:12 left. And another special teams blunder has them in a tough spot here. They lead by 3. Wow, faking a toss. McMillan inside the 15. How about that nifty work play for 16 yards?
As it's out.
3:35 to go. 3 timeouts both sides. Chuba Hubbard over the right side of the line. Keeps on churning. Chuba Hubbard fights his way for 7. He was hit near the line of scrimmage and he still got 7.
Usage. Really what they tend to do is you want to use them on defense. You're always better off as an offense in any sort of 2-minute situations, having more start using them.
2nd and 3, under 3. A bootleg. Hit at the line and incomplete. Nate Landman blitzing from his linebacker spot as Young tried to find the rookie tight end Mitchell Evans. 3rd and 3.
Positive for the Panthers would have been if they complete that pass. Quentin Lake was right there, but at the very least, the clock is running. Or you force
it as Canales is. Blitz comes. Young, corner of the end zone. Coker, a dime, a touchdown, a Panther lead.
Card weekend. Bryce Young takes a look out, one-on-one in the slot against the safety Cam Curl, and there was no doubt when Bryce Young caught that ball.
Win zone for Coker.
It's a huge kick right here.
And it's right there from the rookie. Jalen Coker, career high, 9 catches for 134 yards here in his first playoff game. And Bright, one they've ever blocked in the playoffs. Isaiah Simmons with the block punt. And then Jalen Coker, the go-ahead touchdown with 2:39